What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hunt the West, where we bring you reviews, setups, talks, and hunts to help you make better decisions, grow your wealth of knowledge, and entertain you along the way. My name is Riley Tenney. Today, we got a boot review coming for you, so stay tuned. So today, we're going to be reviewing the Rocky Mountain Stalker uninsulated hiking hunting boot right here. Now, I bought this boot about 2 years ago. I was wearing a pair of Solomon hikers. I don't remember exactly what they're called. And I wasn't very happy with the toe box on that. My feet cramped up in them a lot. I got a lot of blisters. So I was looking for something that was still flexible, but a little bit more rigid. And I ended up finding these guys for a good price too. I don't want to break the bank. I believe these guys were right around 190 to 200, maybe 210. Give or take a little bit, right in there at the time. I think they've actually raised the price of them since I bought them. Actually, it wasn't long after that. I think they raised the price I saw. Now, I was just wearing these guys yesterday. As you can see, they're all wet. They're a little muddy. Haven't even washed them yet. But I've had them for 2 years. I put a lot of miles on these guys, and I thought that I've got a few things to say about them, both pros and both cons. So let's get into it. Number one, it's not an insulated boot. They have an insulated version. They have, I believe, 400 grams and 800 grams. And both of those, you get about 4 more inches of your upper. So a little bit taller. Personally, I would have rathered all of them be that set. What am I trying to say? All of them be the same height. I like that extra support. I've got kind of bad ankles. So that extra support is nice. But I will say in the summertime, hiking around with these things, they're nice. They're lightweight. They don't weigh a ton. They're very breathable. So yeah. And one of the other things I do like is the fact that the laces do go almost all the way down to the toe, which, if you know anything about hiking, you oftentimes have to switch things up, move your laces around, tighten different spots. And I'm pretty picky with my boots, with my laces. I've had a lot of foot problems, and so being able to tighten all the way down to the toe is super helpful and useful for me. So another thing I like about these is the tread. I mean, for being a lower budget hiking hunting boot, it's got quality Vibram soles that I oftentimes do complain about boots being pretty bad in mud and snow, just slick. And I guess this isn't as much on Rocky's part, this is more on Vibram's part for just creating a quality high-end outsole. I love it. I absolutely love it. I've had a lot of boots before that have that curved edge. I really love a boot that has a nice 90-degree edge. As you can see, just it's a corner. Because when you're side hilling, when you're climbing, when you're coming down things, those curved edges, a lot of the Under Armour boots have them. They give you no traction. It doesn't matter how much traction's on underneath of them. If it's got a curved edge, it doesn't bite into that hillside. So I love that about these guys here. The waterproofing on these guys. If you do not stay on top of keeping them waterproofed, conditioning them, spraying them, it will wear out fast, just like any shoe. But for a leather boot especially, I was a little bit unimpressed with that. Now, what caught my eye on the Mountain Stalker is, as opposed to the many other hunting boots that Rocky makes, is the fact that it's got this guard, this band all the way. I'm getting the table all dirty here. This band that goes all the way around the outsole. So it kind of looks very similar to a Kenetrek or a Hoffman or a Crispy. I don't know if Crispy does that, but just a higher end boot. And so I thought, hey, maybe they're trying to up their game a little bit. Well, I think they need to try a little bit harder because I was not quite impressed with it. Now, if you look at it here, it's got triple stitching all the way around the top of it here, which is very nice and really great. But the issue that I had on this one and this other one starting to go is you can see it starts separating here. And if you look at it, it's only single stitched at the bottom. Same with the other side. The other side just broke yesterday. And that I was hiking around in some light snow and pretty wet, muddy area. I was just sucking in water and mud. And so my feet, like the inside of these guys, are completely soaked. So I was not very impressed with that. Another thing is, now this is different in the insulated version. The 400 and the 800 don't have this. It's one single piece of leather all the way up the side. If you look at the side, it's got all this stitching here. Now, I think I understand why they did this. I think it's because they're trying to create something that flexes a little bit more. But if you look, as you're climbing and as you're stepping with it, all the pressure is going directly to this joint. Now, this one hasn't busted. You can see where it wants to, where it's kind of fraying. But this one, on both sides, this side has a little bit here, and this side has entirely busted. And that was the first thing to give before the sole or anything. This has been busted for a few months now, but we only just recently got into the cold and wet season, and so it was annoying. It was a pain, but it wasn't the biggest deal to me. In fact, it's actually got another inch or so. It's broken another inch or so since it first started, and that's been the last few weeks. But I haven't put a ton of miles. I mean, I have put a decent amount of miles on them, but for the amount of miles I put on it, I don't feel like it should have busted. So I think I see what Rocky was doing when they designed it, but I still think it was a poor design. I think if they want to create it out of multiple pieces, they shouldn't put a stitch right where a pressure point is going to be. Much less also, which I think this was strange, is this is triple stitched along here, which is great. Good on them for doing it. Triple stitch the bottom again, also I would say, and then also triple stitch all these other little these joints where it comes together, because that's where more of the pressure is going to be. The pressure is not here. There's no pressure here. All the pressure is here, in here, and so that's my one complaint. Now, the waterproofing is less of a deal to me. I mean, I think you just kind of expect that you gotta keep boots conditioned, you gotta keep them waterproofed, but you can't re-waterproof once this happens. Now, I was going to try and stitch it back up, but then I was going to bust through the waterproof membrane on the inside, and I just didn't want to even mess with that. So, overall, the Rocky Mountain Stalker Uninsulated is a great boot for someone who is doing light hiking, not a whole lot of hunting, maybe casually for warm weather. It's not good for cold season. Your feet will get cold in them, I will say for sure. But if you're hiking every now and then, it's a great budget hiker. It's not going to break the bank. You're not going to go out and spend $400, $500, $600 on a pair of boots to get something that are comfortable. They have a fast break-in period, which has its pros and cons. Fast break-in period usually is great for someone who's not doing a ton of hiking, but a fast break-in period also typically means lighter material because it breaks down quicker and easier, which I learned with this. So would I buy another pair of these? Probably not for what I'm doing. I'm in the woods every week, hiking around, putting miles in every week. Just not something that I would probably want to put more money into. I'd rather put a couple $100 extra in to go buy a pair of Kenetrex, which is exactly what I'm actually probably going to do next week or the next week after that. Ditching these guys, gonna go buy a nicer pair of boots, taller boot, push out more snow, keep my ankles waterproof if I'm not wearing gaiters. But yeah, overall, they're a decent boot. I would say if you're not super into hiking or hunting, go ahead and get a pair of these guys. They're going to last you a long time. If you're diehard, spend the extra couple $100, go buy something better. Thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the bell at the bottom as well to notify you when I release a new video. Thanks for watching.